8. And then we're rolling all the way through. As we said, A final will take place at 12:47. That will be the A final of the junior men's 8. But lining up here, we have got those 8s on the start line here. This is in lane 1, Italy, lane 2, Great Britain, lane 3, Romania, and then lane 4, Germany, lane 5, the USA, and in lane number 6, New Zealand.
There's nothing quite like the start of the 8th race. We were saying it's the noisiest of the races, just surely by the size of the boat, but also with the coxes that are there. And there's plenty of supporters up at the start as well to give all of the crews as much encouragement as possible when they get underway. So as Camilla said, we'll be shortly kick-starting this women's 8th race. Progression was a little bit difficult. We're coming through the heats. We have the crews from Romania and Germany were the 2 that qualified directly. The other crews going through the repechage, so they have an extra race under their belts. And we'll see how that might come into play as we watch the crews just getting their lineup ready. The blades are feathered. As soon as their country names are being made, they'll square over and be ready to go.
Quiet and calm moments before the start of the 8s, and like you said, Richie, this is one of the noisiest events that we've got here, the 8s events. It certainly won't be quiet and calm in a minute or so's time as we count down here to this final, due off at 11 minutes past, so a little bit late on starting this event. But squared and ready. I think the call over has now taken place, and we've got Great Britain on the screen there. Sophia Wrightson in the coxswain seat. Ailish Harkin in the bow seat, taking a look around, making sure blade is in the water and buried. Ahead of 2,000 meters to see who will be world champion here on the Olympic and Paralympic course for next year in Paris 2024. Still a few adjustments taking place, and I think we were saying yesterday I've had a few issues with the 8s getting into the boots, into these brackets that hold the bows of the boats. If there's too much pressure, it can release the system. So we've not had so many false starts, but they just have to be very careful when lining the 8s up.
Yeah, and I think in the men's race we were wondering what had happened, and it's because the system hadn't worked for one of the lanes, so they actually went off the race yesterday without the system working, but didn't affect any of the crews. And we're underway now in the final of the women's 8s race. As Camilla said, the lineup: Italy lane 1, Great Britain in lane 2, Romania lane 3, Germany lane 4, United States of America lane 5, and New Zealand in lane 6. Oh, Camilla, I just love this footage of the 8s. There's nothing quite like it.
There's just so many athletes, so many bodies moving up and down the slide, and it just feels, it's kind of like a very beautiful chaos, isn't it, as they set off, because the technique is absolutely stellar, but it just all feels very intense. And getting the best of that start by a couple of seats is the German 8. The Germans here stroked by the Germans here in the centre of the course in lane number 4. They're being stroked by Alina Kruger in the stroke seat. Bow there, just poking out, is Nike Versace in the bow seat, who has got the pleasure of looking back on the rest of this field, but not much to choose between the rest of the bow balls in this final. If anything, I think New Zealand currently up there with Romania for silver medal position, bronze being fought out by Great Britain and the USA.
They're coming up almost on the 500-meter mark, so they're settling into their race pace here. We're seeing the Romanian crew up at 42 strokes per minute. Such a familiar sight when we're looking at any of the women's crews from Romania, always up at the high rates and still manage to find something more when they get down in towards the finish, so it will be exciting to see. But at the moment, Germany doing all the running, down at 36 into a lovely pace here, and they are the fastest boat on the water at the moment, just inching out the lead ahead of that Romanian crew, and GB back in third, but New Zealand as well pushing GB for the bronze medal, so all to play for.
Yeah, this is certainly one of my favourite events, Richie. I've got good memories of racing this event back in 2010, and this is a personal favourite of mine. But yeah, what a great pushback here from Romania. Very difficult to do in the 8th event, to try and climb back that deficit, but they're doing it very effectively. They're moving now onto the canvas of Germany, and you can see there the Cox is starting to come into alignment here for Romania and Germany, and you can see Romania pulling level.
So it's going with form here. The two crews that qualify directly from the heats into the final, Romania and Germany leading it out in the centre of the course. The other crews then, it is the GB crew, a New Zealand crew, putting them under pressure and very much within striking distance. GB looking well there in 3rd place at the moment, Camilla.
Yeah, GB starting to shift with Romania here. I think they'll be very grateful to have the fastest moving boat on the course sat plonked in the lane next to them, because it means that they can utilise and go with them. They've got that motivation to stay with that boat. So Baubel of Great Britain currently sat on the 2 seat of Romania in bronze medal position. Germany, though, fighting back here. This has been a great little kickback from Germany. The 35 strokes a minute in comparison to Romania's 39. So underrating them. You wouldn't tell, though, from looking at them side by side. Through the halfway marker, the New Zealanders also trying to come back up on bronze medal position, really tapping on the shoulders of Great Britain here, up at 38 strokes a minute.
The German crew looking really loose and relaxed. A lovely style of rowing there. Their coach, Niels Mayer, has done great work with them. They look so fluid and relaxed coming through. The Romanian crew, it just looked a little bit more competitive with them at the higher rates. It always looks like it's a bit of a struggle, but for the Romanian women's squads, never a struggle for them, as we see them on the podium so many times. They're doing their best to back into contention, and really the Romanian and German crew, every time that there's a surge, the lead is changing between both the Romanians and Germany at the same boat speed, but the Romanians up at 36 strokes per minute, whereas the Germans are at 35.
Oh, this is a wonderful race for the gold medal here. Everything that Romania have chucked at Germany, they've been able to respond, they've been able to adapt, and Romania here will have to go for one more in the second half of this course. GB now under threat from the USA, last year's world champions. We've not really talked about them much, Richie, which is a surprise in a women's 8th event, especially at the under 19 level. They're always in and amongst it, but they're here going for bronze with Great Britain.
Absolutely, they were back in 5th coming off the start, and we didn't really see them in the footage that we had on screen, but having a really good middle of the course here for the USA crew, been dishing out there. Jolie Chernis in the stroke seat and the Cox Ella Casano doing their best to get back into contention for a bronze medal. Really solid rowing from USA to come up now and put increased pressure under GB.
Yeah, they're up at 39 strokes a minute, 1 pip higher than Great Britain in bronze medal position, and they'll go through 1,500 metres, having snatched that bronze medal position away from Great Britain. Romania also turning the tables on Germany for the first time in the timing markers. They're up by 0.41 of a second. They've started their move now early. They're at 38 compared to Germany's 36. So what can Germany do once again? I think the Germans have pushed back again here, Richie.
Unbelievable stuff here in the women's 8s final between Germany and Romania, really pushing each other on here, but GB and United States are coming back into contention with over a quarter of the race left. We can still see the medals all up for grabs here. Rates are coming up, they're all starting to go for the line. The blue markers in sight here. Camilla, who's your money on?
Oh, this is amazing. The British crew and the United States crew in going for the bronze are starting to swallow up the gold medal fight. We could see a full boat finish here for the gold. Romania overtook Germany. Germany then overtook Romania. These two crews have been going for gold the whole way down this course, but that bronze medal tussle has just found itself right in the run for gold at the last moment, and this could be really fascinating to see what sprint both the British and the United States can unleash on these leading crews. Final 10 strokes now here as we enter the red buoys.
So the Romanian crew up at 40 strokes per minute. They've changed gear again, but really it's the GB crew and the USA crew on a surge here coming up towards the line. It's a blanket finish. 4 boats battling it out here. The lead changing a number of times. Germany now looks like they might have taken the lead ahead of the Romanian crew and pushing on. It's going to be a blanket finish, a photo finish there. I think it might have been GB.
I think Great Britain took that on the line. We'll have to wait and see for the confirmation, but blink and you miss it. That was just like we saw from their senior 8 back in Lucerne, they've taken it from nowhere. Great Britain, world champions in the under-19 women's 8s. That was absolutely gobsmacking. What a performance there. Sophia Wrighton, Isadora Kennedy, Emily Myers, Niamh Comerford, Helena Purves, Tess Peake, Alice Colcup and Aggie Burt and Ailish Harkin. That was absolutely stunning from them.
I don't think I've ever seen an 8s race where 0.2 of a 4 seconds separated first and fourth. It was absolutely amazing.
And
we catch our breath.
Silver, but will be a silver medal for Germany. They held off Romania till the end, but it wasn't for gold, it was for silver as it all turned out. But Great Britain, wow.
Unbelievable. What a finish from them to come in and to come just in the last 500 metres. The USA and Great Britain looking, we thought, where they were going to be battling out for the bronze medal and pushing all the way in. GB taking the win there ahead of Germany and Romania. The US just unlucky in 4th place, but I think that's one of the best 8s races I've ever seen in my life. Unbelievable.
I'm beaming from ear to ear because that was just such a stunning race, and I already said right at the start of that, a special place in my heart for the under-19 women's 8s. I was part of the GB crew that took home gold in 2010. It's so amazing to see 13 years later GB pulling that off once again in what is one of the most special races I think I've ever seen.
Absolutely. What a privilege for us to commentate on it, for you as a former world champion, still a world champion, to watch that race, and really it came down to the wire there. What an amazing finish from them, and the German and Romanian crew swapping the lead so many times coming down the track there, and we thought it was between the two of them for the gold, and it was a race for the bronze, but we were turn up for the books there. A really great win for GB. Congratulations to all of the crew, and of course to their coach as well, Bodo Schillenberg.
Yeah, Bodo Schillenberg from Hinksey Sculling School, having the honour of coaching that women's 8 from GB. Alongside, I've seen Ryan Domain is here as well, who coached my own 8 13 years ago. So, a magic combination there, looking after what was